So you've got a 98% success rate with saving marriages. How is that possible?
Well, I suppose I don't see the other 2% that don't come back, which is a bit handy. I'm pretty empathetic. I'm pretty in tune with people, and I've had years of study, and so I incorporate all of that together, and I incorporate all different kind of therapies and what just works for people.
So what if you've got a couple, let's just say, and one of them has been stuffing their feelings down because every time they bring it up, they're triggering, it either triggers tears or tantrums or potentially violence. So they've learnt to just...
I'd rather stay away from violence at the moment, because that's a whole different area that I actually don't deal with, and that's... Right. You've got to have specialists for that.
But what if someone has been doing something that's irritating the other partner and they just keep doing it, and so the partner has learnt that it's just easier to say nothing?
What I say to people when they come in is it really easier to say nothing? I'm very good at spotting who hasn't got their voice. And the other thing I talk to people a lot about, and particularly men around this, is your energy. Like, some men don't realise that when they're starting to get a bit annoyed, their energy goes in such a way that their partner just shuts down.
Shrinks.
And loses their voice.
But what if the relationship has kind of worked because let's just say the female has been
Well, it's not working. It's not working.
Right, but what if all of a sudden this quiet female who's been stuffing down all of the things...
But that can be male as well.
Yes, okay, I'm just using it as an example. If one partner has been stuffing their feelings down just to keep the peace, and then that person starts speaking up, how does that change the dynamic of the relationship?
Sometimes people come as individuals worried about their relationship, and I teach them how to change steps of the dance. So if you start changing your steps in a kind, compassionate way, your partner will start. It's about learning how to put in boundaries to protect yourself. And a lot of people don't even think about boundaries in relationships, but it's the kind of thing we can do for ourselves and other people. Then people know when they've pushed us, and we're expressing when we're pushed up. We're not waiting until it's blown up so much that we're just going off.
Right. And what would you say to somebody if they're scared to have a difficult conversation because they know it's going to trigger tears or tantrums? How do they create a space to have an adult conversation that doesn't trigger that?
It's just not totally just their work. Like, the other partner's got to be able to come to the table and go, I know the way I'm responding is not working for us.
Do you ever have a couple where one person just thinks I'm right and they're wrong and they've got to
all the time?
So how do you
that's most people when they come in, because I tell them that my actual client is a relationship and it's separate from both of you, and what are you both giving to the relationship?
That's interesting. So your client is
the relationship.
So you're on the side of the relationship. You're not on the side of the individual.
Not at all.
And do you
that's
find
the
that
only
they're
way.
trying to get you on their side?
Oh, absolutely. They'll try all sorts of games. And then you see what's happening at home. If they're doing it in front of me, and sometimes I'll just let them run because, they'll start arguing or do what they do at home, and they'll pull them up and go, is that what you do at home? How's that working?
Do you ever get people where one person really wants to make it work and the other one's just coming along, being dragged along to therapy?
Absolutely. And that's a lot of people. And people can change and turn around. I try to get them to commit for 3 months and just try and turn their relationship around with full commitment. But, sometimes people have just had enough. So the enemy of love is not arguing. It's not even hate. It's indifference. I don't really care what you do, where you go.
Right. And your core message is that relationships break down over the conversations we don't have.
Absolutely.
Not the arguments we do have. So you're encouraging arguments?
I'm not encouraging arguments, but I actually think couples that are arguing are trying.
So how can they have that conversation and not let it blow up? Are there any techniques to have a difficult conversation without it blowing into an argument?
Yeah, but that doesn't happen overnight. People have to learn how to do that, because I'm asking people to unravel